so beautiful, so beautiful.
Thanks to Bridget, she puts on great events. So I'm sitting in Dempsey's pub down on the Bowery, drowning my sorrows in a pint of Guinness, like a good Irishman. Because I've just lost both my jobs. The rent was due yesterday, got credit card debt, student loans piled to the ceiling, and I have no job. You can't survive in this city without a job. I'm toast. And on top of my little petty problems, it's November of 2001. The city's a traumatized ghost town. So I don't even know if I want to stay, or even if I can stay. I'm beginning to panic, and my friend says, hold on, I know of a job opening. I said, where? I'll take it. No, he's like, it's in the Bronx. And my heart just kind of, I was like, oh, I don't want to go up and live up. How far up is it? He's like, it's Kingsbridge Road and Grand Concourse. I'm like, it's like the North Pole. I'm going to be far away from all my friends. He's like, yeah, that's true. But you'll also be looking after a house that belonged to Edgar Allan Poe. And that got my interest because I was that kid in high school, the one that wore all black and had his headphones on all the time. And I just wanted you to think I was a Satan worshiper, like, don't bother me, I'm weird, get away from me, is how I survived, right? So I thought, Edgar Allan Poe, okay, this might be destiny calling, once in a lifetime, I gotta check this out. So I came up on the 4 train for the first time, I got lost, got off at Fordham Road, walked up to Fordham Center. My first impression was like chaos. Why is everything at 45-degree angles? The streets aren't wide enough. And I walked up Valentine, and it was a lot more peaceful. This park was pretty quiet at night. I met the caretaker, and he's like, yeah, the neighborhood's a little rough around the edges, but welcome to the Bronx, kid. What'd you expect, right? So it's not the 70s anymore. Nothing's burning. If you're going to work this job, one of the rules is you can't be afraid of the neighborhood. You got to become a part of the neighborhood. So, right, easier said than done though, right? On paper it sounds good. My first day at work, I made my first mistake. Those of you that work here know that the trash just blows over like a tidal wave every day, and you have to go, poking it up. And so morning, noon, and night, I'm out there. So Sunday afternoon, I'm out there like poking up the trash, and I walk up to the fence, and there's a plate of hot food that has clearly just been pushed underneath the fence. It's like a chicken leg, sweet potatoes, collard greens, and I'm thinking, wait, we got rats and pigeons, this can't stay here. So I just pick it up and figured it, throw it in the trash. 20 minutes later, the doorbell rings. There's a little tiny abuela she's cussing me out, like where? And I don't speak Spanish, but all I figure out, she's like, tell me, where's the food? And I said, basura, I threw it away. Oh, she lost it. She went crazy. And I felt so awful. I felt like I didn't know what I had done. Next week, same exact thing. I find a plate of food and I pick it up. I was like, this time I don't throw it away. I keep it in the gift shop. And sure enough, she shows up. She's like, where's my food? I was like, right here. And she had her nephew with her this time. He spoke a little English. She's like, look, dude, it's an offering. I said, for what? He said, don't worry about it, just leave it, okay? Don't touch it. I said, can you just leave the lid on next time? We got rats, okay? Please, so we struck a deal, but already I was off on the wrong foot with the neighborhood, and I felt awful. But that's the kind of energy this little park attracts. It's the only green space around, so it's a place to leave your offerings, your sacrifices, your dead cats, which somebody did once, over the fence, along with the bags of dog poop, but it's also a place where people gather, obviously. The kids would show up on the weekends, the bored school kids on the weekends, trying to escape their parents, that they'd hang out at the cottage, and I'd give them Batman comic books, because this is where Batman was invented, right? And I would read them ghost stories, and they'd start running around and have to kick them out. I had these Puerto Rican goth teens that would hang out here, like they loved this place. The Mormons across the street would try and convert me every Sunday. And they said, you look like a lost soul, young man. Are you okay? I was like, oh, I'm fine. I'm just doing my job, and every day I'm picking the trash out, right? But the world would come to the Bronx. That was the best thing, because Poe, of course, famous, right? I get people from Australia, Germany, Japan, all over. They would come from the Empire State Building directly to Poe Cottage. And they, of course, were obsessed with Poe, but they were surprised by the Bronx. Like they expected bullets to be flying and buildings to be burning. I was like, no. One German guy literally asked me, he's like, where are the slums? I said, you got neighborhoods, there's no slums, right? And so I quickly realized that my job was not just to be an ambassador to Poe, but it was to show people that the Bronx is beautiful and not to be feared. You can come here. And people asked, so Saturdays from 10 to 4 and Sundays from 1 to 5. I must have answered every question under the sun. You know, did he really marry his cousin? Did Poe really marry his cousin? Yes. Was she 13? Yes, she was. Was he a drug addict? No, he was an alcoholic. So they just like, but the, the most common question, can you recite the Raven for me? I was like, no, I hate the Raven. I'd rather do Annabelle Lee. I did Annabelle Lee for people. But the most common question, of course, was, is he here? Is the house haunted? And sometimes I answered that, sometimes I didn't. And one afternoon, I'm out picking the trash, the plate of food has not arrived yet, and I'm picking up the trash. I go back into the museum, and the doorbell rings, and I think it's going to be the little abuela who started to bring me flowers now for the garden, who made friends. The doorbell rings, I open it up thinking it's going to be her, and instead, there's this large white man standing there. He's dressed all in purple. Purple shoes, purple pants, purple vestments, and a large purple turban wrapping his head. Looked like a genie. And his first thing out of his mouth, he's like, I'm from California. And I just was thinking, of course you are. This is a diverse neighborhood. We have nobody that looks like you. And, and he's like, I flew into JFK, I got my rental car, and I came right here. I have to see the cottage. It was like 4:45. I was supposed to close up. I was like, all right, I admire your dedication. Come in, you got 10 minutes. And so he's beside himself. He's like, oh, Virginia, the Poe, Annabelle Lee. He was just like, so happy. And so I go upstairs, I give him a moment to himself. I go up in the attic, I'm getting ready to close up. And then I come back downstairs into the parlor, and I find him seated at the base of the bronze bust, eyes closed. He's seated like in a lotus position with his fingers crossed, chanting in a language that I do not recognize. Chill went, it was like tongues or something. Chills went down my spine. I was like, are you kidding? Okay. He's a big dude. I went and tapped him on the shoulder. I was like, excuse me, sir. He's like, don't touch me. I was like, okay, well, no touching. I have to close up the cottage. He's like, do you know what today is, young man? I said, it's October 7th. He's like, that's right. And do you know the significance of October 7th? And I happened to know it. I was like, yeah, that's the day that Poe died. He's like, that's right. And that's why I'm here. I was like, okay, why? He's like, the sun is going down. It's October 7th. And I'm going to sit here until I raise up the spirit of Poe. No, you're not. Really? You're going to raise up the spirit of Poe and then go back to LA and leave me here in the Bronx with Poe's, he's going to be pissed. He's like, why am I back? Didn't I suffer enough in life? Like, why did you bring me back? So I'm thinking, okay, how do I this guy is huge. I'm not going to call 911 because I'm not going to come anywhere. They're certainly not going to come for this. So I said, how do I get this back? So I tried to appeal to his logic. I said, actually, Poe did not die here. He died in Baltimore, right? On the streets, drunk. There's a museum down there with a caretaker there. You really should go, He's like, oh, that doesn't matter. And I said, well, actually, the cottage wasn't even on this location. It was across the street. You should go ring those doorbells across the street on Valentine's Day. That's where he died. And he's like, no, it doesn't matter. And I'm just, because he's chanting. He's going back to that weird tongue, and then I'm like, okay, what do I do? I'm like, fine, I gotta use another tactic. I said, you said you drove up here, right? Sir? I said, yes, I drove up here in a rental car, and it's parked on the concourse, and the sun is going down. I said, you're a white man dressed all in purple with the sun going down in the Bronx. I think you should leave right now. Do you have the club on your car? He's like, the club? What's that? It's like, you don't know what the club is? The club is to protect your car if you're breaking. I don't know. You should go check it out. And he's like, oh! And he jumped up out of the lotus position, literally ran out the gate. I ran out with my padlock, locked it up. Went back to my gated community of one. And as you can, I was not above using the false reputation of the neighborhood to get rid of an undesirable person. In this case, a large, fat white man from LA. So I was glad and happy that the spirit of the Bronx had triumphed and the spirit of Poe could be laid to rest. Thank you.